It is FCG trying to take it back against Soulform.
And there we have it. Important coin toss coming up. And honestly, this animation, especially for the World Championship, is always giving me a little bit of goosebumps. They're diving into the big stage, which we are on here, the big stage of the World Championship.
I also love that the field is, of course, in Master Duel colors, blue and red, while we are in Paris in France, which is also very much blue and red.
Okay, between the Malice names and the gold sarcophagus, RJ already off to a much better start than his record would suggest.
I also want to see in Duel C, I think. Oh, goodness me. I think we have seen a start from Sky Striker Tenpa. I think someone was let go first. And then there's an engage set. Heavy Storm is being activated.
Is that Mirror Match of Sky?
Kaiman is being chained. That is crazy.
Let's bring up table C there. This looks like a 10-pie on 10-pie match. This is madness, and it destroyed everything.
That just cleared out everything.
That is massive.
Sungen Summoning looking good. Again, we said this Sky Striker Tenpai build, it does not interact in the opponent's turn. It's all about clearing the field. But how do you clear this? God War now allowing the Tenpai Dragons to come out. Chundra led to Pydra, thanks to Genroku, and there's more to come. Biden Dragon being dug for in the extra deck, and then it just continues from there on out. The field spell still alive as well does suggest we can even potentially see the Trident Dragon make an appearance later on. There's nothing that can be done here to stop this onslaught.
And I don't even think we need that. We summon in the main phase. Wow, that is crazy. The Transcendent Dragon now called by the grave even on the Genroku. But this now means that in the battle phase, nothing can happen. No Ash Blossom, no nothing. And you know the last card in hand, that's Sangan Kaiman. We are going to search Fadra, special Fadra, activate Fadra, summon back the Chandra. And this is way more than enough damage.
This is already game. This is God War taking the first game here. We said FCG, they needed a win for the redemption story to even have a chance of happening. Well, there is one. 4 more to go, and they can crack this group wide open.
Wow, what a start. Oh, and we have the very common matchup so far of Memento versus Malice.
Faster than the speed of light here.
Yes, it was.
We're going to see a White Binder being summoned again. White Binder is actually, it is such a crazy card, but it gets even crazier. If it becomes a disruption on the opponent's turn as well, taking out Memento names can be quite useful at times. Most of the time, it's like even better if you hit something else other than Tatsunoto or Shigo.
Appaloosa with 1 more negation remaining does still remain a threat here. RJ has a great setup here. At the moment, SCG looking fantastic, though we've seen them lose other games. Speaking of other games being lost, there is Duel B going by way of Soulform. This is already evened up. That lead gone, but RJ, it's up to him to take it back in favor of FCG here.
Did someone tell them that we have to leave quickly or something? Those 2 games are incredibly exciting and fast. Immediately over, and the only game remaining is between RJ here and his opponent on the other side, who's trying to counter it with the Memento strategy, but he just gets his 2 monsters back into the hand there.
The games are fast and one-sided, but the series is very much alive, and it's anyone's to take. 1-1. RJ, can you clear this one out and take your team to a lead? Granted, I'm a bit apprehensive seeing SCG be able to take another team to an even score in games, because we've seen them lose from the 5-4, from the 4-5, from that. It's so sad for them time and time again, but this is a way back in.
But you've said it before that RJ hasn't won a single game yet, and I think this is about to change. We almost have game on the field here.
I think we do if you turn it to attack.
And look how RJ is smiling, how he's laughing. You can really tell that he was working for that first win, and it seems like finally he's about to get it.
Back in the game, back in the zone. RJ, we said, cannot tilt, cannot let that record affect his gameplay, and he has not yet. Looking great here, looking to close it out, and looking to take FCG to a lead.
There is the battle phase. Is there anything there to stop him? I wouldn't imagine so. Bogan is already raising his hand there, signalizing that he's about to lose, because it is going to be RJ winning here.
I really, really like that RJ was considering to still do something in the main phase here, going, hey,
We saw Sky Striker, Tenpai Dragon make an explosive finish in that first set. We saw Malice find a little bit of success as well, but will we see Memento able to make a comeback, and will we see Memento actually make a impact here on behalf of whoever is piloting it?
Mimoy is going to summon out here an X. Oh, we are going to see FCG starting off 2 games here, while of course there is going to be also a Memento combo on the side of Soul Form. So right now I would say, even though this is pretty early in the duel, advantage is already on the side of FCG.
And Duel B sees a call by the Grave on Maxi, the classic. You cannot let that card resolve, and therefore it is absolutely a no-brainer to use the call by the Grave on it. So really looking beautiful here for Team FCG.
Oh my goodness, also followed up by triple tactics, talents. That
looking
is
at
huge.
the hand, what are we going to send back? There is the gold
Impulse.
sarcophagus, but we're going to send back the Impulse. No more disruption, can just freely Malice away here in Duel B. But Duel A heating up. RJ now doing his thing.
RJ is the Malice player, and I think he has found some liking in winning. As we said, he has not won before for his team, but now that we are in the 3rd round, he has started with the wins.
I'm curious to see what God War is playing this game, because obviously you do see his teammates piloting the Malice, piloting the Ryzeal. Duel C is where we may very well see something else once the Memento turn is over.
Yep, we have, again, the decks that we have seen so far the very most. We have Memento, we have Ryzeal, and we have Malice right in the spotlight, but of course the other decks still sort of unknown for the moment.
Now
Malice at Underground?
I want to ask you guys a question, because I feel like the meta is going with the alt art Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. What is your take on that? I love the original artwork more.
I think I saw a Royal Finish original one earlier.
Okay, not too
Good.
bad. I like the original art more, but I pulled the alt art from a pack, so I just went with that one instead.
All right, that is absolutely fair enough.
Right? But there is the Red Ransom coming back to the field from the banishment.
I love the Master Duel way of comboing with Malice, because you're just using every single aspect of your engine. You're using Malice in the Mirror to add your White Rabbit to your hand, and then special summoning out the Chessy Cat with your Red Ransom banish, basically. So you can even include the 2 draws in your combo, which just makes this so much harder to break.
A little bit unlucky for Suizo Kaku here, because you're seeing how he's unable to respond to this. The Malice field is fully set up, and 5 cards in hand for RJ to mirror Suizo Kaku's, despite Suizo Kaku not having anything ready and waiting for him.
That is absolutely true. Ooh, we see in Duel B, there is a 7th Tachyon, and I think we are searching for Artifact Lancea there. As we looked into their hand with the triple tactic talents, we know we're up against Malice, so having that option is absolutely ridiculously strong. So that detonator, backed up by an Artifact Lancea, looking really, really, really good for Team FCG.
Don't forget about the 2 set cards, and Ryzeal cross as well.
True.
Huge there on the side. FCG is
Cautiously
so far
optimistic here, because we did see them manage to lose from being up 4 games earlier. So
Oh, that's true.
yeah,
That was the
but
last round.
even so, definitely a great position for them to be in, and this is their first steps towards their redemption arc and their first steps towards the finals. Let's go FCG as you take on Soulform. Soulform, though, they look so good earlier, they're still looking good now, still keeping it competitive. This is still anyone's duel to win.
And there is the gold sarcophagus, and it is being reacted by with that Artifact Lancea, and turn is back over to FCG. So Duel B looking really, 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 really very much like it would be the next game for Team FCG.
I'm quite curious. Duel C, we've seen the Engraver earlier in Memento.
Ooh.
Is this going to be a big combo here? Okay, Lacrima is being summoned from the deck. Sometimes you can see Memento players just playing a Moon of the Closed Heaven and then a Requiem to summon out an Engraver to just bring in a little bit of Caesar action, or just sequence and Lacrima into Caesar action. But
I'm still
this
not
is a big
100%
combo.
sure as to what God War is playing, so I guess we're about to find out once the turn does pass over.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be Tenpai, right? Because Tenpai was the deck that one of his teammates played. Looks like RJ is now also done with his turn here on the main display in Duel A. And now it is on Suizo Kaku to somehow crack this, and it's not going to be an easy task. But was Suizo Kaku the Tenpai player of the team, maybe?
2 negations live on the Appaloosa Bow, the Goddess. Do we have something? There is the Ryziel, you have to imagine, and there it goes. Meteorologic Aggregator going to come through, going to try and negate the Appaloosa Bow, the Goddess, and there is X-Ryziel on top of it, hopefully successfully resolving.
Oh, and Duel C just sees Artifact Dacta being summoned there in the Memento combo. That's another way. We just saw the 7th Tachyon for Artifact Landseer. I'm sure now we're going to see Artifact Landseer being set. Oh wait, it's a different artifact. What is going on at Duel C?
Is that Mjolnir?
It's Mjolnir, I think. Yeah,
Mimoe
or
actually won Duel B in the meanwhile while we're looking at these artifact monsters. But speaking of
we
the
are.
artifacts,
It's
let's take a
Mjolnir.
look
There
at
you
Duel
go.
C. There it goes to the graveyard. The Memento deck is continuing to link away. Often to what?
Azalea, okay.
Striker
Azalea is
Memento.
destroying the own card. We have destroyed our very own
my goodness,
artifact there.
Wait.
Please
a
explain
second.
this to me.
I was going to think that this is going to be a Paradise Smasher situation, but that's not possible.
And why did we do that, actually? Because the artifacts, they have to be destroyed on the opponent's turn, right? So we just brought the Mjolnir into the graveyard with no real purpose. And we lost the Azalea in the process of it.
Trust
Don't
the
question it.
process.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
All right, we've fusion summoned, we've link summoned, now we're XC summoning.
Oh my, what is this deck?
Imperial Princess Quincery in the Memento deck.
What? Okay. All right, we're going Mjolnir. Now we're going to hammer it down, summon it to the opposing side of the field, of course.
Okay.
Oh, and now you can't summon artifact monsters anymore. Of course, we're locking our opponent out of the game here. God War is now, until the next end phase, not going to be able to summon any monsters or special summon any monster except for artifact monsters. This gives me serious...
This is Gimmick Puppet.
Gimmick Puppet
This is
vibes.
madness. What are we seeing here in the World Championship by Team Soulform, who's currently in 2nd place of Group B? This is absolutely insane.
Paradise
cool.
Smasher, who?
Honestly, between that, the Goblin Biker tech, I'm really seeing a lot of...
Innovation in Memento,
with
right?
the Memento,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
It can, I expected it to be a very fully committed kind of full-on engine, but that is actually
and
a
we see
branded
God War
deck.
branded. Man, this tournament does not disappoint us in any round. We have one more deck we have not seen so far.
I mean, we spoke about this being kind of reminiscent of the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare lock back in the day. Well, Albion the
Only
Sanctifier
fair,
Dragon
right?
is part of the branded theme.
And we go in, normal summon the Quem. But with the Mjolnir, what actually is the restriction that is currently applying? Because there must be a whole lot of a reason why we summon that to the opponent's side of the field. So we need to very much clarify
I'm on it.
and find out what that actually is going to mean. And I also have it up here, the artifact Mjolnir. Actually, I think it actually just tells you... Oh, there
So
I have
actually
it.
the turn has now passed, so I do think it was the no special summoning non-artifact monsters. Thankfully, branded, they have capacity to play in the opponent's turn, capacity to play in the end phase. Granted, you're still locked for this end phase, so
will you get
unlucky
to
for God War, but there is another branded card. Branded in High Spirit's going to be used here.
But yeah, to break it down, Mjolnir basically says that you can special
Droplet.
summon an artifact monster from the graveyard, which they did not do, but also you cannot special summon monsters until the end of the next turn except artifact monsters. So really no way to summon anything there, but we send away the artifact now.
Yeah, but that is not going to help you here in the end phase anyways, and this is a lingering effect, so it doesn't matter if the monster is staying on the field there, but we are going to see the set cards are going to be a little bit more protected. Okay, we're continuing. We have the Cartesia discarded.
Blazing
the beautiful
Cartesia,
alt art.
the Virtuous, of course, being a key component of that Grungignol, the Dusk Dragon, to then essentially Foolish Burial something from the deck and give extension to the combos. But right now, that combo is not happening. However, some degree of disruption is, but I believe the Memento can finish it during the next turn. That being said, still a great position for FCG to be in. This is what we wanted to see. Branded was what all of us wanted to see, everybody at home wanted to see, so let's see the branded experts make it happen.
There's plenty of complete branded experts probably also watching there. It's such a pet deck of so many players. It's incredibly versatile, and I also know that some of the players have been fearing Branded a lot. If there is a crazy Branded pilot on the opposing team, it's always dangerous to play versus them, because Branded is actually one of the decks, even though it's not a big part of the meta right now, it doesn't care about Detonator too much. The pops are basically irrelevant. Everything that you pop can be summoned can be banished from the graveyard or used as a fusion material.
It's intriguing to me because Branded has so much innovation capacity as well, where you can run the 60 card version, you can run a tighter build as well. Basti, do you have any comments you want to add about the Branded strategy? But Memento seems to be doing its thing
Right now it's really Memento's turn and Memento's time to shine, but I think Branded, we can all agree on, is one of those decks where you can never rule them out. You can present them with the best field possible that you can that your deck can do, but still Memento, or no, yeah, Memento also, but I'm talking about Branded. Branded finds a way to break it if they have the right hand. If they go Triple Tactic Frost, Branded Fusion, Forbidden Droplet, anything can be broken.
And there is a general rule of thumb. The last card in hand is always Branded.
Always. And it is semi-limited at this point in Master Duel, so you will
open
always
that
see it.
Glasslock Screener and Branded Fusion. Anyway, looking at this game, it looks still pretty good for Memento, but looking at Duel B, we do have a fantastic lineup for RJ. That Malice full field is in full force, but here is an attempt at a comeback by Suizokaku.
But that doesn't really look like the best attempt of a comeback here. It's also a pass turn, so I think that RJ is really, really close to finish this game up here with the 7 cards in hand. Just chill like that, honestly. And now the turn change here on this side. Blazing Cartesia, of course, really nice to discard it with Branded in high spirits afterwards there, because it just gets added back to hand after the Grunkenjol was sent to the graveyard. Because at the end phase, if a Fusion Monster was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can just add that card back to hand, as well as the Branded in high spirits, even though I think that's only one of the effects.
Yeah, and now we go in the end, in the turn of the Memento deck. We can just go ahead, use the Princess one more time to bring out the Mjolnir, so no special summoning happening. This looks like it is very much going to be the turn that ends this duel and that brings the team Soulform still in this competition.
Speaking of duel-ending turns, though, there is access code Tulka. We've seen it time and time again since the days of Crystron, Hauka Fibrax getting back the Effect Veiler to climb into Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians. Then you go into this absolute powerhouse. Yes, Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess is the safer play. Yes, it's the more controlling play, but this is the one to finish it out. 5,300 points of damage, a couple of destruction effects too. Fantastic card about to wreak havoc.
Just going into the battle phase, we are able to attack directly, so we may as well. 5 plus 3 is 8, so 5,000 plus 3,000 also is 8,000, and therefore that is the game win.
Finish? Yep.
Oh, that's lovely. So that means we do head into the last set with a 4-2 lead in favor of Team FCG, who are desperately, of course, still on the lookout for their first win.
Whether FCG are going to be piloting that, because if they get a single win, they win the whole round.
Ooh, Silent Mining for RJ. That gotta be the, of course, Malice deck, which is relying on multiple new support cards. Or the card is not new, but it's a new way to find consistency in the deck.
It's
and
innovation to fill up for the non-shared card cards as well. You're delving deeper into the expanded card pool, but there is the Malice Trap in response as well. There's an XC summoning the bottom left of your screen to the Ryziel deck, doing Ryziel things, looking okay so far, whereas God War, he stayed with the Branded, and he's going first this time around. Has the Quem, has the Aluba, the Jester of Despia, has the Branded Fusion ready and waiting to go. Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, Branded, doing Branded things.
Honestly, let's go actually over to table C. We want to see what this Branded deck is doing. We want to see it in action. We want to see Branded Fusion resolving, and they have Triple Tactic Frost as well,
even more
next to it.
That is huge. But also, if you're looking at Duel A right now, there's something that rarely ever happens. I think that we started off with an MTP 05 answered by a Droll and Lockbird. This makes the combo actually a little more tricky here on the side, because Red Ransom is not going to be able to search you some extra follow-up here. So I'm quite curious as to see how RJ is going to do this combo. I think it's going to be a Splash Mage first, which would lock you out of Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess.
Rainbrum, the Striking Dragon on Duel C as well, by the way, so this does mean that we're seeing extension, extension, extension.
Totally. And I mean, the thing is, Leo, that you have to pay attention to, RJ is currently in the second turn of the duel, meaning we don't have to find the perfect way to combo, we just have to find a way to 8,000 points of damage because there was a quick pass.
In turn 1?
We didn't really catch it. I think the hand was very unfortunate there, and we could just immediately go in.
Despite that, obviously with the earlier rounds, you know, we did say kind of for FCG you have to disregard it and you have to focus on what's next, win the next 3 to secure yourself a way out. On the other hand, even if you drop this, because Soulform found so much success earlier, it does mean that they're still very much in the tournament, even if this doesn't go as planned. Because right now, FCG looking like this is their match. This is their set. This is their round, and this is their way back into the tournament.
It does very much seem like that, and RJ really in the zone. He's the captain, he's the one that can make it happen, but also getting massive support from his teammate there in Duel B, who's now just also dropping the artifact Lancer there.
Huge.
So that's massive after already resolving the Ryziel combo there.
Hard Scripter now hitting the field. This is the Malice end piece. This looks so good. Anything Suizokaku can do here.
I mean, you have to have... Oh, Marcher being changed, so the artifact Lancia and Duel B not too impactful unless it's something like Crystron, even though it's also good against something like the Memento deck. Called by the Grave is still being chained. Ring takes out the artifact Lancia there. Marcher in defense position, looking not too happy about this, and I think RJ goes like, hey, I don't really need
We can just still banish it, right?
Yeah, but then you don't get to... Oh, you have GWC set.
I think
yeah,
we have
that's
GWC
true, yeah.
set, so if there is no further stoppage, this may as well mean the game here for RJ, and that would mean the set and the entire match for his team. But can we close it out? Is there maybe another Bestial waiting somehow? Oh, it doesn't really look like it.
3,100. And now GWC06, the card that is ahead of everyone here, is now looking to be a crucial combo piece in the OTK for RJ. They're so close to deciding their own destiny, grabbing this tournament back by its heel, trying to go for the hard crypto, 5,600 attack, boosted by the Dormos, attacking for game, and FCG takes it back.
That is such a relief for them here. Their tournament is still alive as a result, and they are so happy to be in this still. 1 and 2 on the scoreline for them overall, but that is still fine as we are in